Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Starting Out Solitary. Today we're going to be talking about paganism and funerals and what we'd like our funeral to look like. So a little bit of background for those of you who don't know me. I actually used to work in the death industry in a cemetery and designing headstones and things of that nature. So I am intimately familiar with death and grieving and that whole process. So, my views have kind of changed over the years to what they are currently. And currently, my husband knows my wishes. My immediate family knows my wishes should anything happen. And there is a document for my daughter as well. Hopefully, that'll happen way later in life, but you never know with this crazy world. So, I tend to be of the opinion that we are organic matter and that we should return to the earth, our mother. And because I used to work in a cemetery, I've seen numerous different traditions throughout time. And the one that I like the most is being wrapped in an organic material, whether it be like linen or cotton, a fabric that is natural and will decompose. Now, my preferred method is to be put directly in the ground to be able to decompose. And that is legal in my state, but only in specific cemeteries. That is not legal throughout the board across the state. And I do not want to be put in a outer container. They're called vaults here. I don't want that. And I want to be put in a unfinished coffin. The point of that coffin is to help with the aesthetics going down so that my family doesn't necessarily have to see my decomposing body in the ground, but I don't really want it to come back up. And some people, put people in these beautiful coffins and they're all fancy and they're like gold and sealed mahogany with like all these plushy things. I literally want an oak, pine, some type of sustainable wood for the area box, unfinished, with no sealer, lacquer, or anything like that. My body to be put in it and me to go in the ground. I also will not be embalmed. Obviously, they'll drain my fluids. But I don't want to be embalmed. And because I don't want to be embalmed and because of the way that I want to do things, I will have, there's a term for this and I don't remember what it is. I will have someone sit with my body from the time I die to the time I'm buried. And I would prefer that it not take more than 72 hours. Now, generally, there are other ways to do this, and it could be a whole process and take months. But I don't want that. I would prefer that if people in my family want to help prepare the body, that they are allowed to do that, whether that be washing or not. If they don't, that's fine with me. I have outlined specific things that I want done as far as preparation goes. Certain oils that I want my body to be anointed with. There's a recipe for those oils, and there are people within my family who know how to make them. So generally, what will happen is when I die, if I die of natural causes, then a funeral director will be called. They'll take my body. Someone will go with my body from my family and or my inner circle. They will stay with the body as it's prepared. They'll take shifts. I would prefer to be buried within 72 hours. So there is already a list, a document that says what is supposed to happen with my body for different timelines. All of that's already planned out. The funeral home is already chosen. The cemetery is already chosen. All of that stuff is already taken care of. It's literally just a matter of contacting the correct people and getting it done. So there's that. And in opposition to my very natural, very direct burial, my husband wants to be a tree, so he will be cremated. There will be a seed of a tree put in there, and he will be planted. So my husband is also pagan. He's just I don't remember the phrase for it. Basically, he's of the belief that there are different paths up the mountain and they all have truth. And I will look up that term and probably make a video about it later. But that is what's happening with me for my burial with my funeral. Then if my family decides to do it, at this point I'll be dead and I don't really care. If they choose, there are certain things as far as if they choose to do music at my funeral, if they choose to do a wake, all that stuff is already selected for them. It is optional. They don't have to do it. It's really about them and closure for them at that point. I'm of the opinion that funerals are for the living, not the dead. But I would prefer that my body be put into the earth within 72 hours. So I'm interested in the comment section below whether you guys think this is strange or whether this has made you think about death, and kind of how you feel about talking about death, or whether that subject freaks you out and you generally don't like to talk about it. So I will see you guys next Thursday. Blessings and have a wonderful day.